Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Tanya Camille from the Entrepreneur Podcast. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in. Today I just felt like I wanted to share um something that kind of I think is important. And it's called the one mistake that might be holding you back from your success. The one mistake that might be holding you back from your success. It's really simple what it is. Everybody knows what it is. It's the concept of fear of failure or inaction due to self doubt, which in turn is some kind of fear, underlying fear. And what I would like to say to you is that there are five things that I find that stop people from moving forward. But upfront, I want to say they shouldn't, because anything that we want, if you notice anything in your life that you decided that you want, you usually get. When you put your mind to it, when you decide and you flow through and you say, yes, I'm going to get this, you get it done. But we don't do that for everything. We just do for certain things. So I want to talk about fear. And I want to talk about five different topics really, really quickly. One is paralysis by analysis. I find that many people overthink. They got to make sure that everything is correct, is right, is perfect before they move. It's because I don't want anybody to think I did this half-ass, or I don't want anybody to think something, who knows, whatever your mind is telling you. So they want to make sure they have all the details straight, everything. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't plan. I'm saying you shouldn't plan to the point where you never get started. You shouldn't plan to the point where you never get started. One of my favorite sayings that I say now is knowing is in the doing. Meaning, as you're doing, you start to know exactly if there are any flaws, any details, any things that you need to take care of. If you're focused and you have a goal and you see, as you're doing, you start to know things that you wouldn't know unless you were doing. So the knowing is in the doing. The second thing I wanted to talk about is comfort zone. Most of us have this day to day routine that we do. We get up, we do whatever our morning routine is, we go to work, we come back and do whatever that evening routine is, and we just start all over again. And we have all these maybe burning desires, but again, we don't do them because of some kind of self doubt or afraid that we might not do something right or we might fail. And by the way, there's no such thing as failure, there's only decisions. Let me say it again. There's no such thing as failure. There's only decisions. I always refer to this movie called The Sliding Door with Gwyneth Paltrow. And the movie shows her life as it flows when she catches a New York train and when she misses the New York train. But ultimately, she gets to the same destiny, just different kinds of roadblocks on each path. So there are no failures. It's just decisions or just how something works or just timing. But there are no failures. Everything that happens to us is for us, not to us. And once we understand that, once we understand it's just a moment in time, and that it's some what we ask the question right away, what is that supposed to teach me? Then we can continue to move forward. So everything that we need is one step outside of our comfort zone. That's every day. We don't have to be afraid because we have everything we need on the inside. The third one's a really good one, self-sabotage. We tell ourselves all these reasons why we can't do it. We have to have everything perfect. Um, we procrastinate. Uh, uh, something else always comes up that's more important. None of that is a good reason for not living out your dreams, going for what makes you happy, and living one step outside your comfort zone every day. Not once in a while, but every day. What do I need to do today to be uncomfortable? And when you start living that way, you start to build up to my next point, a kind of resilience, a resilience that things don't bother you the same way they used to. You just know it's a learning opportunity. And in that learning opportunity comes other opportunities. But if I didn't take a step, then I might have missed that opportunity. And so I'll never know. The last one I want to talk about is internalizing limiting beliefs. So many people believe that they're not capable of doing the things that they want to do. Well, God wouldn't have put it on your spirit if you weren't capable. All you have to do is have the insight to draw it out of you, to do the work that's needed so you can have what you want, when you want it, and when you need it. But most of us spend a lot of time with all these limited beliefs about why we can't do what we need to do. It makes no sense. It's no way to live your life. So I say to you, how? How is it that you think you can move past these things like paralysis by analysis, living in your comfort zone, self sabotage, all these limiting beliefs that we have that cause us to miss all the learning opportunities to take us to wherever we need to go? How can we move past those? Well, I have a few quick suggestions. And my first one is to shift your perspective. If you're vibrating on a thought, whereas you feel you can't, then you can't. But if you're vibrating on a thought that you feel you can, then you will. But so many times we spend so much time in the can't zone instead of the can zone. Let me say it again. We spend so much time in the can't zone. We can figure out so many reasons why we can't do something instead of figuring out all the reasons we can, because that's the thing that takes us to the next level. That's the thing that shows us who we are. That's the thing that gets us out of paralysis by analysis, that keeps us living one step outside of our comfort zone, who clears those limiting beliefs and that become really false in our head after we start to prove to ourselves every day that we're doing what we need to do. So you have to shift your perspective, even when things don't go your way. You must know, as I said earlier, that it's happening for you, not to you. And when you have that mindset, you realize that I just need to learn from whatever this incident is happening in the moment, pivot and keep moving. You must take action. It's imperative that you take action because knowing is in the doing. I can give you a prime example. I've been doing this podcast since June. I've been contemplating it for some time now, talking myself out of it. And then I decided I'm just going to do it. And what I realized is that I wasted a lot of time. What I realized is that knowing is in the doing. What I realized is that the resources that you need will come to you if you're moving forward in your path, especially if it's the path that you're supposed to be on. The resources start to come to you. People start to come to you to help you do what you were meant to do. So take action. As you move through that journey, there are going to be ups and downs, and those ups and downs build your resilience. And as you build resilience, you start to recognize, oh, okay, I see what that's about. What did I need to learn from that? Okay, got it. I need to pivot and do this. Won't do that anymore. Again, you can't find those opportunities if you're not taking action. You can't build resilience without taking action. There's a phrase that says, "Hey, it's easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy." Meaning you can have a checklist of things, and if you flow through all those that checklist of things, then you'll think it's easy, right? But oftentimes, how many times does things work like that? You might go through 10 things you have on your checklist, and you might go through 1 through 3 with a breeze. Then 4 is giving you a problem. Then number 7 is giving you a problem. But all of those things are giving you a problem to teach you something so you can be prepared the next time, right? And then as you get better and better, you start to elevate yourself to the next thing. So it's imperative that we understand that everything we're doing is for us. Everything that we're doing is something to bring us the best version of ourselves. Everything we're doing is because we want to become and have all of our dreams. But we have to move forward in action. The last thing I want to say is that find your posse, find your people, find your mentors, your peers, the people who will support you. And more importantly, find everyone that's doing exactly what you want to do. We have YouTube, we have all these social media platforms that people are giving out consistent information. Find that person that resonates with you. Find a way to meet them if you need to. A lot of people are giving classes and coaching and all kinds of things. There's no reason that you can't get to where you need to get to for whatever it is that you want to be. So ultimately, my original point is, what's the one mistake holding you back from success? It's you. There's no such thing as failure. There's only decisions. So at the end of the day, know that whatever it is you want, you can have. And that every day, when you take one small step towards where you want to be in life, you're getting closer to the best version of yourself. And that's all we're here to do, is evolve and be the best version of ourselves. Thanks for taking the time to listen. Again, I'm Tanya Camille with Entrepreneur. Please leave your comments if you have any thoughts, if there's anything you want to say. By all means, please leave a comment. Have an amazing day. I'm out.